Today, on a special 2-hour attack of the show. 3, 2, 1, liftoff! The long-awaited launch of the PlayStation 3 is finally here, and we've got the most in-depth coverage of the console anywhere on the planet. From the hardware to the software, we're going to break it down for you to the most minute detail. And we've called in the experts for a complete analysis of all the games available. Strap in. For the next 2 hours, we've got everything you want on the PS3. And it starts right now.
What's going on here? Pick up on this. Attack.
Treating them like they're in line for a PlayStation 3. Oh, come on. It's just a flesh wound.
Just a shoulder.
Welcome to Attack of the Show's PS3 Day 1 special. We are TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. My name is Kevin Pereira.
And I'm Olivia Munn. What's up, everyone? We are coming to you live from the G4 studios in LA, and the launch of one of the most anticipated consoles of all time happened Today,
that's right. At 12:01 a.m., I think, to be exact. The console war has officially
it'd be like
begun.
12 a.m.
I'm assuming that they had to go in and get one and then go to the register,
well,
so I'm factoring
started
that
at
in.
midnight.
And I
like
rounded
12.
up.
But you shouldn't.
But I did. I did it for the kids.
Oh, all right.
The Wii launch is coming in 2 days.
Yes.
The 360 is thriving with Gears of War, probably their biggest title ever. And of course, finally, the PlayStation 3 has entered the ring today.
For the next 2 hours, we will fill you in on exactly what the PS3 is about and its place in the future of gaming. We will be bringing you worldwide coverage, calling in all of our resources, and we are going to need more than an hour to cover it.
That's right, the wait is finally over, and Attack of the Show has gathered our Justice League of experts to bring you everything you will ever need to know about Sony's new system. Everybody at G4 came out of the woodworks.
Yep.
They're ready, they combined their rings.
We became a big transformer.
That's it.
We're in one big conglomerate.
Environmentally friendly transformer.
And guys, after the show, we will also have new episodes of X-Play and Cheat, where they'll give us their takes on the games and take us inside the next generation of gaming.
All right, now after all the hype, the press, the madness, the PlayStation 3 is finally ready to blast off. There it goes. Straight for the international eBay station.
It was beautiful, but that was like a silver PS3. Do they? I mean, aren't they black?
Yeah. It's cool. It's a special thing.
Cool.
It's
it
a special
beautiful.
Thing. It's the ceramic tile, so it doesn't burn on re-entry.
Oh, you're smart.
We're not even 24 hours into the launch, and things have gotten way out of hand. In Connecticut, around 3 a.m., a gunman robbed patrons in line outside of Walmart. I was laughing at the dog. Whenever you have to bring out the canines for a video game, you know something is really screwed up. One person didn't give up the cash. Sadly, they were shot.
Yeah.
Doing fine, though.
They are doing fine. The victim was wounded in the chest and shoulder, and thankfully reports are coming in that he is in stable condition. Now, there's also been other reports of robberies and fistfights.
Thief should use active reload. That'd have taken him out.
Yeah, that would have
Gives
been
you a
nice.
damage bonus. I'm just saying. At a Circuit
like
City.
a gamer. Unfortunately, it's just a
sorry.
game, and the guy had a real gun.
This
Kevin.
is true. This is very true. At a Circuit City in Fresno, there was a near riot, actually, when all the people in line were told to move to the sidewalk.
I love this.
And there was going to be a raffle to see who gets the system. Here's the funny part. Yes. For some reason, for some insane reason, someone decided to make it a race to get the tickets. And then, of course, that turned into Fight Night round PlayStation 3.
That's amazing.
And there you go.
Yeah,
that guy totally deserved it. You saw him cut right there.
Look at
I don't
that.
care. What a douche.
Okay, that one guy in the red shirt was so much bigger. That guy should have stepped down.
Yeah, if you know that guy and you're on his
Yeah.
MySpace, defriend him.
Well, yeah, they blew they blew the whistle. The guys did this crazy race.
Yeah.
It's, you know, basically, if you're going to say today is a big day for gaming, that's a huge understatement. And we are going to be here for the next 2 hours to cover it all.
Yes, all the Darwinian sprints we can handle.
And maybe Kevin and I will fight at the end.
Oh, we totally will. To the death, just for kicks.
You said I could taser you one day. You promised.
I did not. Never
you
said
did
it.
promise.
We're
Bring
talking to the fans.
You'll see.
Enough of us. The gaming experts are here, the fans, and of course one of the top dogs at Sony, Kaz Hirai. Yep. In fact, Zach Selwyn was at the Sony store in New York, and he's going to show us what went down at the official launch site.
And we've got the coverage from the lines here in LA, where midnight launches were just as crazy. Police have been called to several stores, and reports are coming in through the day about what transpired at each location. You laugh every time.
It's
People
sad.
are getting hurt.
It's sad. We've got so much show today. There's so much going on. We, of course, needed to call in the clan to give us their hand and lend us some expertise.
Yes, and thankfully, none of them have 3 X's or 2 T's or a bunch of letters in front of their names to make themselves cool.
That would be leap.
That would be.
Okay, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb from XPlay are here. Guys, what do you have in store for us?
We've got a little history lesson. I mean, it seems like we've been hearing about this console for forever and a day now, and we will show you the road to the PS3.
And we'll also demo Resistance Fall of Man and show you how it looks getting into a 20-on-20 multiplayer match. We're going to tag out. Let's get Blair Butler and Will O'Neill into this ring.
Being the reigning comic guru, I'll of course have to tell you what I thought of Marvel Ultimate Alliance for the PS3.
And I'll pop the hood on the console and tell you what kind of firepower it has inside and if it delivers. And last but certainly not least, Cheats Kristen Holt is here.
Hey guys, I'll be dropping by later on to give you the tips and tricks on how to get around in Genji, the samurai hack and slash, where real battles are faithfully recreated with some giant crabs thrown into the mix. Let's go back to Kevin and Olivia.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thanks, Kristen.
All right, now we've got a sealed PlayStation 3 in the studio. Only the lucky ones manage to get their hands on one of these.
Guess who's lucky?
For once, we're getting lucky, but sadly, this is the closest thing that I'll have to sex on the show today.
Until
Bring
later.
out the PlayStation 3.
Oh, wait, careful, Carrera, careful.
Okay, good.
It is beautiful. You guys, we are going to pop this box's cherry, undress it, show you what is inside. God, Kevin, should we be doing this on TV in front of everyone?
Oh,
I mean,
tastes so
feels
good.
kind of dirty.
You're just nervous. Don't worry, we're going to take it slow, baby.
Right.
We're going to ease into this sucker.
Wait. Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
let me just get that himsy.
I can't believe
himsy
we're
little
both
flap
doing this
out of
at
the way.
one time.
I knew it was going to happen eventually. Oof. Now let's get into it. Come
Yeah,
on, let's
right,
go.
okay.
What do we got?
Okay, we've got cardboard.
You taking it out?
Cardboard!
Cardboard!
Woo!
There's a system in here
There is
somewhere.
a
Hold on.
system in here. Can we do it together, some teamwork?
Oh, I got it. Got a controller. Huh? Look at that.
Right.
In a little bag.
I got an Ethernet cable.
You got an Ethernet cable?
Yeah.
That's cool. You could probably suffocate an infant with that plastic bag too.
Right,
So
nice.
2 for 1.
Got that.
In case the next gen gaming isn't fun enough,
Now, what's great about these controllers?
help me with this here.
Okay.
What's going on? It's so weird with
Be
this
careful,
music
be
going
careful.
on.
You guys, you ready for this? Is anybody ready for this?
Oh, wow.
nice.
Okay, no. Take it off slow. Take it off slow. Give me a little show.
Wait, don't forget the manual.
Work it for the camera.
Okay.
Work it. Yeah. Woo! Yes! Yes! Oh!
Don't get behind
What?
me!
No, I was trying to over the shoulder. Oh, look at it. That's a PlayStation.
Wow!
All right, and now, Miss Munn, it's time for the ceremonial tongue bathing of the next generation console.
Go.
Oh, you're gonna throw it back to me? Yeah.
I like it.
You think they're going for a lot on eBay? Wait till you get this one out there.
That was a lot of fun, and I think I need a cigarette.
Yeah.
I don't smoke, but this would be a good time
I
to
might
start.
actually call this one back
Let me
in
just
the
say,
morning.
the best part, Talladega Nights comes with this one.
Oh yeah, Will Ferrell. Come on. He's next gen. All right. Can we get a
That
towel?
was-
Clean yourself off, sweetheart. What is that? I'm gonna go use a shower.
Okay, great.
All right.
You went the wrong way with that. This is sacred.
Of course it
Kevin
is.
Pereira.
It is. You're right.
It's beautiful. It really is beautiful.
Spider-Man font, really?
How much do you think we can get for this after the show?
Well, we're going to talk about that. We got an eBay segment coming
We
up,
do.
and I'm going to tell you exactly what you can get for one of these.
You guys, we cannot cover the PS3 news all by ourselves, especially not just from Los Angeles. And luckily, we have our roving investigative reporter, Zach Selwyn, out and about and just helping us out.
Zach was at the Sony launch event in New York City, where the first PlayStation in America was sold by Kaz Hirai himself. So let's throw things over from the west side to the east side.
Yo, it's Zach here in New York City at the Sony Style Plaza. We're here to witness the dawning of a new era in gaming. Yes, we're counting down the minutes until the launch of the Sony PlayStation 3, y'all. How you doing? Angel Paredes, my man, came out here. When'd you get here?
Monday night, 8:30.
First guy in line. What are you most excited about playing when you get this thing?
Probably Call of Duty 3, Resistance of Man. Those two, basically.
Here to play the PS3, baby!
I gotta introduce the guys who made this whole night happen. My man Sir Howard Stringer, and also my man Kaz Hirai. Make some noise for him, y'all.
Thank you for being so enduring out there in the rain and the cold, and for being so loyal to PlayStation. We're obviously proud of PlayStation, but you made PlayStation happy.
Kaz Hirai, my main man, big evening for the PlayStation 3. Did you expect the kind of turnout that you got tonight?
Well, you know, we saw the crowds forming as early as Tuesday this week, so I was thinking to myself, this could be a pretty big crowd, and as it turned out, we have lots of people waiting for the PlayStation 3.
How many units are actually going to be leaving these doors this evening?
Well, I don't know. You know, we're going to try to make sure that all the people lined up can go home with the PlayStation 3, but if not, make sure that they can come back in the morning or the day after, again, and try to get those units to them as quickly as possible, because we don't want too many people waiting in line and having to go home empty-handed.
First in line. That's a happy fellow.
Thanks so much, Zach. And make sure you guys stick around later in the show. He will be back with the people stuck in the rain waiting for their shot at a system. Yes, Kevin,
right.
this is the console, everyone.
Yes.
And this is the controller. This is
Right.
everything you need, the most important
Well,
item.
it comes with next-gen twist ties.
Okay, Kevin.
Okay. It's PS3 day one, and every jerk with a blog has an opinion about what's going
Yes.
on, of course.
But right now, we'd much rather be talking to you guys in the army of monitor heads.
Do you think Resistance Fall of Man will be the best launch PS3 game?
That's a really good question. It's clearly the best reviewed game so far. I mean,
Right,
we
and I think there's a reason for that. It
Yeah.
is probably the best launch game, yeah.
Well, we played Motorstorm yesterday, which looked really cool.
Right. But Motorstorm's a demo that you get of a game that's not coming out for a year. When it comes to the launch titles, you can look at Resistance, or you can look really at Ridge Racer, which is getting a lot of good buzz. But you know, you gotta if you're one of those guys and only got the 20 gig hard drive, don't forget you're going to be throwing 5 gigs of Ridge Racer on that drive to play it with halfway decent load time.
And most likely, most people are going to have the 20 because all the 60s went first.
Well, 60s are totally
They're gone.
So
You
some
can't
people
even
had to
get
settle
them.
for the 20, and so for those guys, I feel for you. But to answer the question, yeah, Resistance definitely is the must-have title for the not-so-must-have console.
Not so must-have console.
No,
wow.
I'm very excited for it, and I'm going to say that, but we're going to say
know what?
why.
You can't touch it.
But no, I want to touch it. I just didn't want to wait in line for it.
Okay, everyone. Over the past few years, Sony has made a lot of huge promises. Some launch titles didn't even materialize, and the number of consoles available dwindled the closer we got to November.
Yeah, Sony says the next generation of gaming is here, though people had to sleep outside for days or fork over huge amounts of cash for the chance to be a part of it. The stores are cleaned out for now. Without a doubt, people are willing to do anything to get this console. That's why I'm saying it's a little crazy. Desperate times, people. Desperate action.
Things have gotten drastically out of control. I mean, someone got shot outside of Walmart today. That's crazy. We want to know what you guys at home think. Is the PS3 worth taking a bullet for? Vote on our website, g4tv.com/AOTS, or text your vote to G4TXT. That's 44898 to vote and register for AOTS Live News
People are going to say yes. People are going crazy for this thing.
A bullet for?
They will say yes.
Do
You
you want a
watch.
PS3?
I want the only news that I need to know.
Really? Well, I
Here's
can give
Layla
you that
Kaylee
for free.
with the feed headlines.
Thanks, Kevin. Here's what's coming up in the feed. First up, a shot has been fired and it's heard around the gaming world. And I'll tell you where first blood has been drawn in the next-gen console wars. Plus, the PS3 launch has generated everything from midnight parties to pre-dawn stampedes. Ask me nice and I'll give you the details. And finally, some eBay users are turning a tidy profit on their precious PS3s. It's all coming your way in the feed, but first, back to you.
So did you guys get left out of today's launch? It's okay. We are here to make sure you get your fix. Coming up next, X-Play's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb will be dropping by.
That's right. We're going to break down some launch titles and give you a little PlayStation 3 history lesson. It's got a sordid past. And of course, later on the show, we're going to give you some help on where to find one of your own. I know
Very
a lot of people want that info. It's PS3 Day 1 on TV's only source for all the next-gen goodness you care about.
The road to the PS3 has been a long and winding one, but we're here to lead you in the right direction. And from the hard drive to the Wi-Fi, we're tearing into the PS3 on AOTS hardware.
According to a recent survey, Over 9 million U.S. consumers are prepared to pay full price for the PlayStation 3 when it launches. But with the PS3 costing almost $600, what will you sell to buy it?
I'm selling my baby. I sold 5 pints of my own blood.
I sold my sperm, because I didn't need it, and I can make more.
PlayStation 3, what will you sell to buy it?
Attack.
Welcome back to the show. We are live on PS3 Day 1, bringing you 2 hours of coverage in the midst of gaming history. That also means there's a new console to pwn kids on. Let's go over to the man who knows how to make all the children cry, Mr. Kevin Pereira.
They thought they were getting candy. That's funny. That's right. We're about to take a closer look at the launch of the PlayStation 3 and see exactly what this console has to offer. So buckle up, boys and girls. It's time for a game break. Joining me in the studio right this very moment are the gaming experts themselves, the host of X-Play, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Come on now.
No, keep it going. You might as well take advantage of it. Welcome, kids.
Thank you. You know, I am actually just like you. Whenever someone tells me about someone getting punched in the face in the line,
You giggle, right?
I giggle a little bit. It's a little funny.
It's like a gag reflex. It's the best press that Sony could have gotten, unless he didn't get shot. Then it
Right, then it kind of, well, that kind of pushed it over the edge. Because now
Yeah.
a lot of the news stations are going to talk about how violence in video games, maybe there's a connection, I don't know. I'm just
Well,
waiting
let's
for
get
it.
into it. Let's get into it because, you know, of course, all this crazy PlayStation 3 lines and violence, etc. Did the launch meet expectations, or was it overshadowed by the critical injuries that happened?
I think it's become almost a fiasco. Nobody can get their hands on it, and a lot of the problems are caused by just really pathetic mismanagement on the hands of the individual stores involved. Like telling people to go make a new line over there after you've waited for 3 days.
That is mind-bogglingly stupid.
That's not a good idea.
We're going to play musical chairs. You 500 angry, tired, sleep-deprived people, go ahead and fight.
Exactly. I think as long as you're looking forward to not getting a PS3, it was a smashing success.
Sure.
It's really, I mean, we went from 4 million to 400,000. We think it's hovering around 200,000. You're trying to make this like the seminal moment, and it's amazing. Though I find funny is I'm asked all the time still, is this deliberate on the part of Sony? Are they trying to short their own supply? To which I say, no, that's crazy.
Okay, all right, that may be crazy, but Morgan, is it crazy to wish that Sony might have had a little more foresight and maybe held off on releasing the console until they could have met demand?
No, I feel like this is one of those examples of the marketing department saying, it's going to be out on this date, and the developers in the back going, we're not ready yet. And them just not communicating, and they're like, no, we have to have it out by the holidays, and this is the situation that we get.
I think we're really going to better understand this launch in a couple of days, because I'm waiting to hear if there are problems. We're hearing reports of problems with the HDMI cables and Panasonic high-def cables.
Anecdotal at this
yes,
point,
it is
but,
anecdotal,
but
but
yes, we've heard
in a couple of days, we'll get to know if this is happening, how pervasive it is, and when you're selling a $600 piece of technical equipment, the expectation is it better work, and that's going to really hurt people that may have tried now, and if they're going to try later
Well,
on.
let's assume that there's maybe 3 or 4 people out there that actually got a unit. They take it out, they hook it up, it actually works. They didn't put it on eBay, believe it or not. What games do they have to play? I mean, is there any software really worth going for right now?
If you have one, you better get Resistance. After that,
what
if you're
about
lucky,
Mobile Suit Gundam? Isn't that supposed to be
No,
next-gen
remember
awesomeness?
when that came out at E3? Everyone was like, that's awesome. And the mech is like clamoring through the city, and everyone's like, it's going to happen. We're going to have a good mech game.
Then we saw it at TGS and like, oh my God, they're putting us on with that terrible footage. You funny Namco Bandai guys, oh my God, you told the truth. Right.
There's frame rate problems in this game, even though it looks like some caca I'd find on my PS3.
Yeah, I mean, it's like their idea of like an outdoor setting is canyon wall. I mean, really, the Roadrunner in Coyote wouldn't go there to have fun. It's cynical and almost disgusting that a game like this would be launched as some kind of like, you know, next gen representative.
All right, well, Morgan said that they made up for it with Untold Legends Dark Kingdom. Isn't that really the... Oh, wow, she just shot laser beams at me for saying that. She said it was worth picking up.
Did you play it on the PSP?
I did play it on the PSP, yeah?
Yeah, it's about the same.
No, I mean,
Except
come
there's
on.
like fewer characters that you get to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's
same old button masher, same old repetitive.
It's the button masher. Now, obviously, the catch of this is supposed to be that this is from Sony Online Entertainment, right? And you can get online. Now, it's funny. It's kind of just like the single player. I mean, it really. It's pretty graphics, but the gameplay, what people need to realize is that next gen can't just be a polish on something.
Sure.
You have to be allowed to play a game in a way that you haven't played it before. More characters, various environments that you could have different branching paths. I mean, even that's the old gem, but that's not even like really enough.
You swing your sword or your hammer, whatever you happen to have, and it doesn't feel like you're making contact with anything, and that's like a PS2 lesson.
But doesn't the controller just rumble right out of your hands? Okay, sorry. All right. We're gonna see, it's ironic because it's a fit. All right, we're gonna let that go. Later on in today's show, though, we're gonna take a look at Resistance: Fall of Man.
Yes, now that's something to be very excited
It's a
about.
PlayStation 3 game that Adam is actually excited about. But first, we've been following the PS3 from the very beginning, and since the first announcement at E3, it's sort of been a roller coaster ride, I think, for everybody.
Well, no, we have been stalking this console since day one, and now that it's launched, it can finally lift that restraining order, and we're going to take a look at X-Play's road to the PS3.
PlayStation 3.
Now that the release date for the PlayStation 3 is finally here, gamers around the world have something to exhale about. At long last, the final version of the PS3 will be set and flying off shelves. Let's take a look back at the mileage traveled to launch, the beautiful views and costly tolls experienced on the road to the PS3. It's E3 2005, and Kaz Hirai hits the stage like a corporate rock star. Stepping up to the mic, he delivers the hit, and the crowd goes wild. Like a truck too late to dodge, the promise of Sony's next-generation console hit our eyes and ears. It sounded out of this world, going so far as renaming the central processing unit as something more like a hive that content would swarm out of. Even the controller looked like a mental challenge. And when would this high-res symbol of synergy be out? Spring 2006. If you needed any evidence of this console's strength, you only had to see Next Gen Killzone, E3 2005. This, they said, is what you could expect from Next Gen gaming. There was also MotoStorm. Mud never looked this good under skies that looked as complex as if a Flemish pastoralist had painted it himself. With the approach of E3 2006, all eyes were on Sony. The emphasis this year seemed to focus on the PS3's muscularity as an entertainment hub for all your digital amusements. The PS3 will be a global pipe, pumping games, internet, films, and MP3s into our homes like a storm drain after a hurricane. But where were the games? They looked different. Gundam looked a little less polished, and where was the next-gen Killzone? And was striking this crab on a special spot and causing massive damage indicative of next-gen gaming? Thankfully, a new, more aesthetically conservative motion-capable controller was unveiled to replace the boomerang. And then there was the price, $599, with the less expensive version not including an HDMI output for true high resolution. There was cause for concern. A new release date is announced, fall 2006.
We're set to launch the PlayStation 3 this November.
Once again, all eyes were on Sony. The Tokyo Game Show 06 thankfully brought better playable versions, an ambitious display, and a new attitude focused on launch. Lair played well. The graphics and game features delivered on some of the promised grandeur. The $500 version would come with an HDMI port after all.
PlayStation 3.
Maybe things weren't so bad. Demand would still be high, and initial low release numbers will cause some Best Buys to be torched. But at least the road to the PS3 is finally over.
Blow it up. That blowed up nice. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Of course, Adam and Morgan are going to be back later in the show, and we will demo Resistance: Fall of Man, some multiplayer action live. We're going to show you how it all works. And following tonight's PS3 Day 1 special, there's going to be a brand new episode of X-Play. That's your show, right?
Yeah, that's
right. That's what it's called.
You'll have the first ever reviews of all the PlayStation 3 titles. It's going to be good, but right now we're heading over to Olivia.
Still ahead, Cheat host Kristen Holt will be dropping by to give us some strategy tips on how to hack and slash your way through Genji Days of Blade. And stay tuned, tech expert Will O'Neill will be coming by. He'll tell us what makes the PS3 tick with an all-new AOTS hardware. You're watching TV's only source for all the stuff you care about on PS3 Day 1.
Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. And today, of course, it's PS3 Day 1. Now, if you didn't get a console today, face it, we're pretty much all you've got. We're going to milk that for all it's worth. Let's go over to Olivia, who does not come in either a 60 or 20 gig version.
Thanks, Kev. Now, when we want the dirt on the latest gear and gadgets, there is only one man we go to, tech expert Will O'Neill. He is here to tell us what firepower is inside the PS3. It is time for AOTS hardware.
I love the way you say AOTS hardware.
Do you?
You make
AOTS
hardware sexy.
hardware. It's fun to say.
Yes.
Especially when I've got Will on the brain.
Hey,
Little Tech O'Neill.
You're not alone with that.
Okay, but we have to get serious now. It's serious time. This is the PS3. I'm actually touching it.
Olivia Munn touched this PS3.
There's my fingerprints right there.
I'm gonna sell
now,
this
we've seen what's in the box, and now I want you to give me a breakdown on the machine. What makes it so great? What makes it different? What makes it not so great?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, at first, but before we get started, I got to point out that we have the deluxe version, so it's about $100 more than your standard PS3.
Well, what makes it deluxe?
It's awesome. It's got a 60 gig hard drive. It's really technical stuff. It's like Sony created this brand new 3.2 gigahertz cell processor for it. It's pretty high-end unit. It's awesome.
Now, I get that the cell is the end-all, be-all, but what makes the PS3 different than the Xbox 360?
Well, one of the things that everyone's talking about is the hard drive that Sony put into it. It's totally replaceable. You can pull it out. It's very easy. It's hackable. The system uses a 2.5 serial ATA drive like you would use with a laptop, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it's completely doable. It's also got a multi-format memory card reader. In addition to reading all types of Sony memory sticks, you can also use compact flash and SD cards. And of course, it's got built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which works with the new wireless controller. You can actually hook up to 7 controllers to one system using Bluetooth.
It looks a lot like, the old controller, but it's different though. They've redone it and made it wireless.
It's wireless. Yeah, well, you can actually still use it with a cord, but with the Bluetooth, it has a range of nearly 65 feet. So, of course, you have to have a pretty big display if you want to use that guy. But
or you can be in the bathroom still playing.
Yeah, bugging people. But there's no vibration, so you're going to be. I know.
There's no rumble.
No more rumble.
During my Madden. I don't get that.
I know you're hardcore
nice
with that.
Shake.
Yeah, but it's nice and lightweight though. It's cool.
Well, right now I want you to show me exactly where the hardware is on this.
Okay, the hard drive right here is on the side here, and you pop that little panel, and you slide it over, and it just pops right out like that.
Wow, that's really easy.
Yeah, and then you can just pop it right back in.
Can I see it?
There you go.
It's pretty small.
Don't break
really
it, Mom.
I won't break it. This is very expensive. But this is great because I know that Sony made this so that whoever buy it, they can do whatever they want to it.
Yeah.
They can break it apart, add it. It's their machine. They can do whatever.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty damn easy. All right, thanks so much, Will.
No, you're welcome.
I'm not going to touch this anymore. I'm going to give it back to you. I asked for everything.
And I'm going to sell it on eBay now.
It has my fingerprints all over it.
Will you sign it? I'll get a little silver Sharpie.
You don't want me to sign that. My signature is not worth what this thing actually costs. Will be back later to take us back inside the PS3 and back inside his head. Although I'm not quite sure I really want to get in.
It's hard to get out of my head once you get inside.
It is hard.
I've been trying my whole life.
Look at that. I've got Will O'Neill on the brain right now. This got to send over to Kevin. I can't even think right now.
Breathe, sweetheart. You'll be fine. It's PS3 Day 1, and we're just getting started. We've got 2 hours of exclusive coverage inside the gaming event of the year. And Cheats Kristen Holt will be here in studio to preview Genji Days of the Blade right after this. You are watching TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
Having trouble with crazy sword-wielding Asian girls? We've got your Genji tips to get you to the next level. And we've got the president and CEO of Sony Entertainment, Kaz Hirai, filling in all the gaps.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show. It's PS3 Day 1, and we're coming to you live with all the news on the most controversial eBay item ever.
This next gen's ride to stores has been a little rocky to say the least, but it is finally here.
Yes, one of the exclusive launch titles that the PS3 has to offer is Genji Days of the Blade. It's a hack-and-slash samurai game that really promises authentic Japanese history and detailed recreations of battles.
In the game, you guys also fight giant crabs and women who turn into butterflies. Did that really happen?
Yeah, it did.
I don't think that historically.
I saw it in The Way of the Samurai.
When we went back to Japan, we saw that.
Oh, totally. Giant crabs everywhere. I mean, I got them when I was there.
Well, you guys, Cheats, Kristen Holt is here to give us some tips on thwarting some of those bosses.
Yes, Kristen, welcome to the show.
Kristen, thank you so much. I was thrown off with the crab talk.
Well, listen,
it's you fight women and crabs, not women with.
No, we find crabs and butterflies.
Japan, too. Okay, just making sure.
But I read a lot of history, but I really don't remember any giant crab attacks, though, honestly.
Oh, well, we're about to show you some.
Oh.
And that they could actually be defeated by like hitting their weak spot. Is that true?
Yeah. You want to know some more?
I would love to know some more, Kristen
All right,
Holt.
well, yeah, they took a little creative liberty there, but she needs something a little larger than life for a game like this. For all you gamers out there, we took on some of those bosses, and here's some hints on how to get ahead by unscathed. These newfangled giant enemy crabs are great and all, but a little overexposed. Sometimes circumstances call for a good old-fashioned crazy winch to fight. Amazingly enough, Genji is so gracious as to give you 2 unhinged ladies to wrestle. Not to mention these creepy sisters.
The netherworld is where the souls of the dead are gathered.
Sounds like a wonderful vacation spot. No wonder we're trying to get there. On your way to the aforementioned netherworld of ancient Japan, you'll be rudely interrupted by this lady.
Prepare to die!
Wow, is she cranky? You don't have any chocolate to pacify her, so it looks like you'll have to throw down. Here's the most effective way of defeating her. Use the triangle button attack to keep up with her as she jumps around. Take advantage of her Kamui plane and turn the tables against her. Once in a while, she'll retreat past the barrier and send some grunts to do her bidding. But as you dispatch them with ease, she'll realize never to send a flying mutated chicken beast to do a butterfly's work. Upon her return, get her in the corner where she can't escape. In a button masher like this, it can be easy to forget to block, but without blocking, she'll make quick work of you. Hack away until her health is in the toilet. Haha, it may have looked like some mild rearrangement, but you actually only nicked the girl's face.
My face. It's been scarred. No.
Sheesh, lady, you got off easy.
The peasants come! Prepare to die!
Well, if you're gonna be that unreasonable, now that she's a disfigured grub, she takes the opportunity to transform into Madame Butterfly, also known as the obligatory second boss form. In a sweeping move of creativity, she has no new moves, except for the ability to hover a few feet off the ground, which does her surprisingly little good. Beat her in the same fashion you did before, and the butterfly will lose her wings. I know, sometimes beauty can be painful.
All right. Thank you for the tip.
There really were butterflies.
There were. And that's pretty much how I handle all my foes and my ladies. You just corner them and hack away until they get a scratch on their face.
Hack and slasher.
That's it.
With the
Nice,
ladies.
Kevin.
That's it.
You reveal a
That
little
explains a
bit
lot.
too much every day.
That's
You know
exactly
that?
how I'd react if somebody scuffed this moneymaker.
I wouldn't be
You know what I'm
surprised
saying?
if one day we get a knock and it's the police and they're looking for you. You can hang out at my house.
Oh, sweet.
I'll stash you. You guys,
You're
make
gonna
sure
harm
to stay tuned to G4 because Kristen will be back tonight with a brand new episode of Cheat tonight at 8:30, where you'll get all the advice and guidance you'll need to know to become a PS3 Samurai Master or a Butterfly.
Best of both worlds. But right now, it's time for the only news that you need to know in the feed.
Thanks, guys. I'm Layla Kaylee, and it's time to start the feed. New England gave us the first shot of the American Revolution, and now it's also the site of the first blood drawn in the next-gen console wars. A man was shot while waiting in line to buy a PS3, not in Concord, Massachusetts, but Putnam, Connecticut. 21-year-old Michael Pincala was among the 20 or so hopefuls waiting outside the Putnam Walmart last night when he was approached by 2 gunmen who demanded his money. When Pincala refused, the robbers shot him in the chest and shoulder. Happily, Pincala's injuries were not life-threatening and he is in stable condition at a local hospital. Whew, the things we do for love. While no other actual shootings have been reported yet, PS3's launch has been marked by violent incidents and an atmosphere of general chaos. Police in West Covina, California, were summoned early this morning to quell a disturbance among a crowd of 300 hopefuls. Interestingly, the most well-behaved crowds were found outside Sony Style Plaza in Midtown Manhattan. New Yorkers not generally known for their manners gathered in a cheerful community on the Madison Avenue sidewalks. New York native Angel Paradis, who arrived at the store Monday morning, bought the first PS3 from Sony Computer Entertainment President Kaz Hirai for some. And finally, while some eBay scamps are making money on their consoles, Sony actually loses money on each machine sold. Technology research firm iSupply has broken down the PS3's components for a cost analysis. The company concluded that Sony's cost for materials alone are nearly $250 more than the console's $600 retail price. This estimate is before labor and does not factor in the cost of AV cables, a power cord, or the 6-axis controller that comes bundled with each PS3. Whew. Well, that's all for now. It was a mouthful, but I got there. You can now get the feed to go on your iPod. Search for the feed in iTunes to subscribe. Now you've just been fed. Back to you.
Hey, if you spent days in line for a PS3, you can stay on that couch for the show. No problem, right? We have lots more ahead, and you don't have to pee in the bushes right in front of the Best Buy to do it.
Is it okay if I did, though?
Well, yeah, but do you really have to?
No, I mean, I didn't have to. It was fun, though. When we come back, I'll put the screws to Kaz Hirai about the launch and long, winding road it took to get here. Stay tuned for more on PS3 Day 1. To the bushes!
President and CEO of Sony Entertainment, Kaz Hirai, answers all the questions we can't figure out. And prices are high and still soaring. We'll show you how much you'll be paying if it came from eBay.
We are live, and it is PS3 Day 1, the home for anything and everything you've wanted to know about the Sony's new system. And we couldn't possibly have a launch special without getting the dirt straight from the top. Right now, let's go on over to Kevin, who's got a very, very special guest for you.
All right, thanks, Olivia. Folks, we are joined today by Kaz Hirai, President and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment America, a leader in the interactive entertainment industry who really helped make the PlayStation a household name. In fact, he might just be the one man in America who can truly tell us just when we might be able to get our hands on a PS3. Kaz, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us, sir.
How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing very well. I'd be doing a lot better if I did have my hands on a PS3. Am I crazy for thinking I might not get one by the end of this holiday?
Well, we're trying everything humanly possible to increase the output of the PlayStation 3 from our factories in Asia, and then making sure that we bring it to our shores as quickly as possible, which means traditionally we would put it on an ocean freighter, across the Pacific, maybe taking 12, 14 days. What we're actually doing with the PlayStation 3 right now is putting them on charter jets. So as soon as the pallets fill up with PlayStation 3 on jets, they take off, they land on the West Coast.
Wow.
We try to turn it around as quickly as possible and get it to all our retailing partners.
Wait, now Kaz, what if I'm willing to cash in my Southwest miles and fly to Asia myself? would you let me pull up to the factory and maybe take one off?
Maybe you can carry about 10 or 15 of them and check them in as baggage and some carry-on, and then fly back with us.
I'll smuggle a couple back. Well, obviously, people showed up in droves. Thousands of gamers camped out here in North America to get one of the consoles. I mean, you cannot ignore the power of a PlayStation launch here in North America. Flipping the channels anywhere, you're seeing people in lines, camped out, ordering food, pitching their tents. But some people have been criticizing the launch, saying, listen, Sony waited almost 6 years to launch the PlayStation 3. You guys wanted to get everything right with the Blu-ray and the cell processor and make sure this thing was good to go. Why not postpone it just a little while longer to perhaps meet demand just a little bit more?
Well, we wanted to make sure that we launched the PlayStation 3 in time for the holiday season, and I think there was already a lot of anticipation, a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement, as we talked about the PlayStation 3 as early as E3 of last year, and we wanted to make sure that we had the product to the market in 2006 rather than waiting for 2007 to arrive. And it's our challenge really to make sure that now that we have the console launch, that we do everything possible to manufacture as many units as possible and to bring it into the North American market as well as the Japanese market in many units as possible and as quickly as possible.
What about the reaction to last night's pandemonium in some places? There were reports of shootings and robberies. I mean, I understand getting the console out the door maybe to stop Microsoft from gaining more foothold or to kind of overshadow Nintendo with the pure hype that's going on with the PlayStation. And that's understandable, but at some point, don't you have to be concerned for the safety of your gamers, and perhaps you want to offer them a good experience and not have them get frustrated with the fact that the console's out, it's been launched, but they're not going to get one?
Well, absolutely. And I think a lot of our retail partners made sure that with the people in line, they were given wristbands or be given the opportunity to, go home or go to, a place to get a bite to eat and keep their place in line. At the Sony Plaza, we made sure that we were handing out, coffee, what have you, and also make sure that, there wasn't much of an incident. Now, there were some isolated incidents, I believe, of people, for example, trying to cut in line, and then, of course, the people that were already in line, trying to stop that. I've not heard of a shooting, but again, it's something that, we're obviously cognizant of and want to make sure that, the people coming in to purchase the PlayStation 3 when they're lining up, have a great experience being a part of the launch as opposed to it being a negative experience for them.
All right, Kaz, I know there's a lot of gamers at home now that are very excited to check out their PlayStation 3, and I know in the years to come you're going to have some great experiences for them. Congratulations on the North American launch, and I want to thank you for joining me today here on Attack of the Show. Right now, we're going to head on over to Olivia, who's got some info on the competition.
Thanks, Kev. With all the hype surrounding the Wii and the PS3, it is easy to forget that another amazing next-gen system is available in stores right now, and it has been for the past year. With a great lineup of games, why wait in line and risk a beating when you can play some Xbox 360? Here are some of the best games that Microsoft has to offer. It is time to attack this. First up, the best zombie game in ages. Dead Rising is like an interactive version of the horror flick Dawn of the Dead. Zombies have overtaken a shopping mall, and you're a photojournalist who, in 72 hours, needs to take as many candid pictures of zombies as he can. After that, a chopper will come rescue your sorry picture-taking butt. Until then, you gotta stay alive, kill some zombies, and maybe help some non-zombies along the way. Next is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, a game that looks great and plays even better. While the single-player missions are fun and challenging, multiplayer deathmatch over Xbox Live is even better. Here's a tip, though. If you come out of the trees with your guns blazing like some kind of Leroy Jenkins, you're going to get your ass handed to you. Next, The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion is an epic single-player RPG that will easily consume weeks of your life. You can explore the land with total freedom, checking out the dungeons, little towns, and big cities that dot the landscape. Plus, your actions in the game determine the type of character you play and how other characters in the game react to you. So basically, if you act like a jerk, you'll be treated like one. And finally, Gears of War, our favorite game so far to hit the Xbox 360, combines gorgeous graphics with spot-on gameplay. You and your battalion are up against an especially scary alien invader known as the Locust Horde. There is both deathmatch and cooperative multiplayer modes here. Now, we are big fans of the co-op mode. It is always better to bring friends or maybe three. And the best part, all these games are in stores right now. That's today's Attack This. Visit g4tv.com/AOTS for links to all these games. Up next, we'll show you where most of the new PS3s are going to end up. Yes, people will have to yell, it came from eBay. You guys are watching TV's only source for all things PlayStation 3.
According to a recent survey, over 9 million U.S. consumers are prepared to pay full price for the PlayStation 3 when it launches. But with the PS3 costing almost $600, what will you sell to buy it?
I'm selling my kidney.
I participated in a medical trial.
I made a porn film. And I was the only human actor.
PlayStation 3. What will you sell to buy it?
Of coverage. We've got the headlines, the games, anything you could possibly want. It's PS3 Day 1.
And make sure you stay till the end. If you missed your chance on getting a PS3, we will give you some tips on making that dream a reality. See, I could be dramatic like you too.
No, it was good. It was
Thank you. I learned it from you.
oozing with pros.
You guys, the past few months, if you said PS3, you also usually have the word eBay within the sentence.
Yes, the majority of consoles that got pre-ordered were not bought by the gamers that deserve them, but by people trying to make a quick buck and going online to resell it.
Yeah. Yes, and if you guys really need a PS3 now, and you'll have to tell everyone.
It came from eBay!
What's going on here?
Yes, eBay is back.
That's right, that's right. Now, if you're on eBay right now, prepare for a little bit of the sticker shock. You know, now that the wait is over and people are taking pictures and selling actual PlayStation 3s.
Did that say $25,000?
Well, here's the deal. The average PlayStation 3 selling price has almost doubled since yesterday. It looks like there's a decent amount of fraudulent bidding going on. I'm assuming 20K, probably not legitimate.
What's fun about that? Going, ooh, I'm going to sell it for 20K.
Well, no.
No, people are saying, I'm going to do that.
People are saying, I'm going to buy it, and what they're
not
doing is they're basically poaching and saying, you know what, screw you to the guys that are trying to steal the consoles from the real gamers.
Well, that's
but
fun.
We spoke to one guy earlier, one seller who actually got $4,850 for a 60-gig PlayStation 3. Here's what he told us. He said, I predict that deadbeat bidders galore, pissed off sellers, joke buyers, done. That was today. That's what happened. So, but not to him. He sold his for almost $5K. Very impressive numbers, though.
Console.
Yeah, $600. It's quite a return on investment. That's worth getting shot for, I think. Considering a new 60-gig PS3 retails for $600, let's take a quick look at some of these auctions and see what people are getting. This is a little eBay by the numbers. Earlier today, we saw the highest price paid for a 60-gig PS3 unit, $9,000.
Wow.
Now, according to eBay Marketplace Research, today's average selling price for in-hand units, approximately 2,700 bones.
Man, I wish I was in line waiting.
And if you want a quick deal and a better price, you got to use Buy It Now, because the average sold Buy It Now price approximately $2,100, which that's kind of unusual, actually.
Yeah.
Now, with PayPal and overnight shipping, you could have a brand new PS3 in your hands by early tomorrow morning, just in time to get the gaming out of your system and get in line for a Wii. But let's watch an auction that's ending right now. This is an auction that we had. We knew it was ending sooner. It was. The current bid was $940. We're going to refresh the page. Hope you didn't pop in porn.
$1,825.
There you go. It is done. Let's see one more. Well, this one was going for $1,230. We refresh. $2,425.
This is fun.
Wow.
Keep doing them. Refresh, refresh.
We got another one coming down. $2,200.
That was $2,200, and now it is.
Well, that was anticlimactic. That didn't change much. How about this one, though? $1,175 should be ending.
$2,425.
Wow. So as you can see,
that's fun.
Them's going for big bones on eBay.
But, you know, if people are going to stand in line and risk getting beat and shot, then they deserve
They clearly deserve
it.
it.
If people are going to pay for it, I mean, they have the money to throw it away.
I don't know what else you could really say about all this, except it came from eBay! Scene. All of you people should be ashamed of yourselves. How dare you exploit a global tech powerhouse like Sony? They need the money, folks.
I know. Hello. Have patience, everyone. Have patience.
All right, if you think we're done here, you got another thing coming. Our coverage of the PS3 Day 1 is in full force for another hour. I don't know why I did that. And there's way more Attack of the Show coming up.
Yeah, we've got game, demos, reviews, and a brand new loop breaking down the day's events and much more. We're not lying when we say we are worth watching, and we are TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
With a straw. I don't want to get my lip gloss on the can.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. This is Olivia Munn, that is Kevin Pereira, and it is PS3 Day 1. If you guys are just joining us, we are kicking off our second hour of worldwide coverage.
That is right. We are coming to you live from the G4 studios here in the City of Angels, smack in the middle of the biggest day in gaming. It's launch day, and it is nuts out there.
Attack of the Show was ready. So we prepared a supersized edition of the show, and we are covering this event from top to bottom. And once we wrap things up here, our partners in crime at X-Play and Cheat will have brand new episodes breaking down all the games and events of the day.
All right, so far we've covered some of the launch titles out there, checked out the hardware, I just grilled Kaz Hirai, and if you think that's a lot, you gotta stick around because we've got plenty more coming up.
The PS3 is a huge piece of hardware, and one measly hour it just can't cover it.
Can't.
Now, G4 is here all night, bringing you everything you'll ever need to know about the PS3. Buckle up and strap in. It's launch day. PS3 Mania has swept the country. And since the number of consoles available is extremely limited, the situation is getting very messy.
That's right. You've got anxious gamers desperately wanting to try the next big thing. You've also got a bunch of opportunists willing to do anything to make a quick buck, like sell them on eBay, as we just saw.
Yep, this past week, people have been lining up around the country to have a shot at getting their hands on any system. They'll even settle for the 20 gig version at this point.
Now that is desperate.
That is desperate.
I mean, shooting somebody I could see, but taking a 20 gig version, that's just pathetic, people.
Wow.
But when you get that many crazed people with cash in hand, ready to do whatever it takes to get the hottest thing in gaming around, inevitably, some bad things are going to happen. And of course, today, they did.
They did. Retailers were severely undermanned and unprepared for today. And with crowds of hundreds, in some places, over 1,000 people waiting, punch-ups and shoving matches broke out everywhere. I love it. Did they actually have boxing gloves on?
That was the PS3 punch scene around the world today. Like, everybody's watching that line cutter get smacked.
I love it. But you know, it's like lining up and someone saying, if you give me $600, I'll give you $5,000. I mean, that's what they're lining up
Pretty
for.
much. I'd take a punch to the face for that.
Ready?
Don't.
Because I have a PS3.
There's been reports of muggings outside stores for people waiting in line, people getting their systems stolen. Of course, a man in Connecticut was shot outside of Walmart. You've heard the stories already.
I hope he got a PS3.
He's fine, yeah. He got a flesh wound as well. It's a good souvenir. Because of the short supply of available consoles, though, people were forced to take drastic measures if they wanted to get their hands on one first.
Zach Stalin was in New York last night, and he talked to fans who wouldn't let anything stop them, even some really bad weather.
Ooh.
All right, it takes hardcore dedication to stand in line for 3 or 4 days, so we're going to take it to the streets and find out what these die-hard fans are doing here in anticipation of picking up the new PlayStation 3. How long you been out here?
8 hours.
11 o'clock last night.
2 days.
I don't know, but I just want my PS3, that's all.
What are you doing about the bathroom and stuff like that?
The Disney store has been doing this, they've been helping us out.
They put us on lockdown. We can't leave the line now.
So what are you going to do, start peeing in some bottles, hobo style, that kind of thing?
I don't know. I mean, they can pee in the grates right here.
You got to do what you got to do. What have you been doing to pass the time out here, man?
Fighting, screaming, getting wet.
Uno.
Kevin Pereira, dude. Challenge Kevin Pereira to a game of Uno right now.
Come back here, baby. We got the Uno card.
Yo, man, this line looks like it goes on forever, so it's time to check in with the underdogs in this waiting game. I'm checking out the way back of this line. You know, you're the last dude here. Does that make you feel any more special, or do you feel a little maybe slighted?
I'm proud of being the last person.
What do you think the chances you actually picking up a PS3 tonight are?
Oh, hell no. I'm not picking up a PS3. You crazy?
So you're in line just to kind of be in line. You don't even want a video game or even play.
Yeah, basically.
I suspect there will be a lot of gamers with the flu this weekend, but probably worth it.
Most of them had it all week while they were waiting in line. Called the
Yeah.
employers. Sorry, boss.
Now I know your trick, Pereira.
Exactly.
And you didn't even get a PS3.
Some of the people in line got lucky, but most of them didn't. But one unlucky guy took 2 gunshot wounds when he got mugged. Have you heard that story yet? Dude got shot. Breaking news.
What?
So we wanted to know.
Where?
This was at a Walmart in Connecticut. We wanted to know, is the PS3 worth taking a bullet for?
That's a good question. Vote on our website, g4tv.com/AOTS, or text your vote to G4TXT, that's 44898, to vote and register for AOTS live news alerts. Now, 21st century gaming is miles away from the 8-bit Marios of old. Today, motion capture is used to animate the actions of all your favorite characters.
That's right. For mocap, you need trained professionals, right? You need skilled actors. The job much harder than it looks. It's not just wearing ping pong balls. You'll see. Just watch.
Peter, I think, is one of the least known icons in the industry. Not only did he contribute to the motion in the game, but he also contributed to the storyline, and so few people know about him.
The first time I saw his work, it just made me weep. You know, this guy could capture motion in a way to where all you had to see was just data points, and you understood the pathos of humanity.
Without me, it would just be motion less, minus the capturing. Just motion. And nobody wants that.
4,
He's actually a pretty exciting guy to watch because when he tries to get into character ahead of time, he really immerses himself in that character for not just hours, not just days, but sometimes weeks at a time.
I've played robots, I've played, super fans, Gollum in the Lord of the Rings video games.
Yes, my precious.
It's really sad to see now a character as just so creative, with such creative potential, has just been, abused by our industry. It's just heartbreaking.
There's nothing wrong with doing a hot coffee mod. We ready to go? All right, let's do this. Oh, girl, you should be getting paid for this. I actually played both characters. I was the guy and the girl. I f***ed myself. Is that good? You guys want another take on that one?
He's redefined what motion capture means in America and really all over the world.
It's a struggle, but if you believe in what you're doing, it'll pay off. Because there's one motion they can't capture. That's emotion. Oh, and hands. Hands are really hard.
That's a hot outfit. You should
Very
try
hot.
that sometime.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, did you get left out of today's launch? It's okay. We are here to make sure you get your fix.
That's right. You can crash here anytime. My old lady, she doesn't care. And up next, X Play's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. They're going to demo Resistance Fall of Man live in the studio. What is this? Oh,
TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
I was going to say
Blue
that.
spandex.
Aliens are on the march, but fear not. We'll show you how to survive in Resistance Fall of Man. And we dive deep into the Blu-ray in AOTS hardware.
It's
Welcome back to the show. It is PS3 day one, and we are not going to hoard all the systems and sell them on eBay. No, we won't do that, but actually, Kevin might. Kevin, I've got my eye on you. You've got Morgan and Adam with you, and I'm sure they won't let you do that either.
Relax. We're not selling any here. Honest. Easily the best reviewed launch title for the PlayStation 3. We've said it all along. It's Resistance Fall of Man. And of course, besides a much-hyped campaign, the big selling point are the huge multiplayer capabilities. And here to show us how it all works, X-Play's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you. All right, Adam, you were one of the first people to play the game. You actually went to Insomniac,
Yes,
right?
I did.
Aren't you so jealous?
Yeah, I heard they locked you in a room for 2 days.
It was 2 10-hour days of a lot of men and the sun coming through the window and the smelly.
Oh, you make it sound so
But I still really enjoyed the game.
Did they feed you or waterboard you or what?
There was some waterboarding, but that was afterwards.
Okay,
What did you think, Adam?
But what did you think? Because you came back
It's
and
a
you
great
seemed to think
game.
very
It
highly
is a
of it.
great game. I don't want to answer the question, is this, should you buy a PS3 for it? Because that's not a fair question. It is an awesome game. Word on any system. It's one of my favorite shooters I think I've ever played.
All right, well, let's talk about the multiplayer,
Okay.
obviously. Morgan, have you had a chance to experience what's it like?
Yes, the multiplayer is actually very fast and very furious. You die basically in 1 or 2 shots from
Right.
the other player.
Right.
So when you're even playing like a 20 on 20 deathmatch, you can have up to 40 players, which is amazing. 20 on 20 deathmatch, like half playing the humans, half are playing the chimeras.
Sure.
You
Wait, the what? The humans and the what?
chimera.
The furry little woodland creature?
No, they're mythical beings.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
right.
evil.
Right.
Video
Okay.
game land.
Human aliens, good, bad. Got
Give
it.
me your
Right.
DS afterwards, okay?
No. Okay, so we're playing, and
But
each one has their own
there's-
abilities?
Each one has their own abilities. Humans can sprint, and they can also, in the minimap, they can see where the opposite side is.
Oh, okay.
And then the chimerans can sort of see through walls, and you can't actually see through like it's invisible, but it's more of like
But you can see a
heat
blob
sensitive.
that you know you want to shoot is behind that
And they
wall,
can also
which is all you
sprint,
need
but
to
the
know.
problem is that they will overheat. So sometimes you'll see somebody running by with like flames coming out of their back, and it's because they've overheated because
that's
they've used their
an interesting
superpowers.
balance.
That's one of the best parts of the game. So there's a lot of bounce boards, and so some people will catch on fire, be it from a grenade or the fact that they're overheating. So you'll see on the far end of the map a flaming person just kind of pop up over the horizon and come right back crashing.
All right, well, I've got it fired up here. This is an actual online game. Everybody's been killing me while I've been standing idle. Thanks, guys. But this is real time. We're playing online. You've described these massive 20-on-20 matches, Adam. What modes are there right now?
Well, okay, there's team deathmatch and deathmatch.
Capture the flag.
And there's King of the Hill mode.
Yeah.
The one that kind of stands out a little bit from the rest is a mode called Breach, which isn't exactly unique. It's very similar to the, it was an old mode in Unreal Tournament, which is completely slipping my mind. But more or less, there's cooling points that are all over the map.
Right.
And each team owns a group of them.
Like nodes in Conquest.
Yes. Conquest, that's it. That was so long ago.
I'm looking for somebody to kill here.
That's back when I used
there's
the
people
mouse.
in the game.
But so if you take you want to take over the other nodes that the other team has, and then you have to hold them and defend them because
and you get
then
better
they can take it back.
armaments if you get the new nodes, but it's very similar to the things we played before.
But now you do sort of die instantly, right? It's like you spawn in. There's so many people running around that you could get popped.
If I was to find a flaw with the multiplayer, it's that the where you spawn in relation to where there could be enemies seems to be pretty random. And there are many times where I spawn, cool, ooh, I'm dead. Right. Ooh, I spawn, ooh, I'm dead.
And of course, the one time we bring this up, I've spawned miles away from an enemy.
And
I mean, that's a testament to the map size.
right there.
Oh yeah, die, die, sucker! You're gonna get owned on TV. That's right.
Now the gun you're using right here, use the alternate fire on this, even though we have no one to shoot.
Okay, hold on. Let me take one of these bouncy pads here. I love bounce pads. Thank you, Quake 3. All right, where's the guy? I'm checking my radar. So what's the alternate fire on this guy?
Right here. The alternate fire would be your upper left button, the L1. Okay, so what that does... Okay, well, what that did is that puts a homing device on a character. So you can go back around a corner and shoot straight in the air, and the bullets will find their way to that guy.
It's very Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, somebody's grenade just found its way to my hindquarters.
Oh, it must have had a map.
All right, and we also... so Breach is the Conquest type mode. It's online, day one. It seems to be working just fine.
Day one, most people are seeming to play deathmatch right now.
They're just
people hopping on. They're hopping on to straight team deathmatch right now.
And most importantly, and to Insomniac's credit, unlike trying to actually use the back end of the PS3, finding a game, setting up a game, and getting to one is very intuitive and very easy. It was harder for me to find save game data for the PS3 than it was to actually put together a match. I
completely agree. I got to be honest. I was surprised it seemed easier than most of the experiences I've had on Xbox Live with matchmaking, which is a testament, I think, to what Insomniac managed to do with this game.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to let you guys get to it because you actually know what you're doing. Oh, you got poached, Sessler. That's Resistance: Fall of Man. Thank you guys for coming on to demo it and showing it off. I love it. Plenty of weapons to blow your friends up. It's in stores now. Again, it's Resistance: Fall of Man. And make sure you stick around because following this PS3 Day 1 special, X-Play is going to have a brand new episode with reviews of all the PlayStation 3 launch titles. It's right here on G4, 8 p.m. tonight. You don't want to miss it. Let's go over to Olivia.
Still ahead, Layla Cayley will give us her report from the PlayStation's big red carpet premiere. She talked with Eddie Griffin, Pedro, and Lindsay Lohan about the hottest ticket in town. And stay tuned, comic expert Blair Butler will be dropping by to take us inside Marvel Ultimate Alliance in an all-new Fresh Ink on PS3 Day 1.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We are live and bringing you all the news from PS3 Day 1. We're running a marathon here, and no guy from Kenya is going to beat us. I mean it. Let's go over to Olivia, who fortunately did not get trampled at a Walmart today. Well done.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pereira. Now, when we want to dive into the world of superheroes and thought balloons, we go to only one person, comic book expert Blair Butler. It is time to take a look at the PS3's Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's Fresh Ink. Blair, I got to ask you a question. Would you say that you're a comic book fan first or a gamer first?
You know, it's kind of even because I love comics, but there's nothing as visceral as like getting into a good game.
Really? I thought you would have gone the other way. I would have thought that you would have been like comic first and then game next.
I've been playing Gears of War all week, and I think I might be a gamer first now. So.
Well, that's great. But you know, with your unique perspective and loving both comic books and games, you give a really unique perspective to the new Alliance.
Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This is sort of like it's a Diablo-style top-down action RPG. You know, this is really it's great because it's got just 100 characters from the Marvel Universe, tons and tons of characters. So, you know, we've got your Spider-Man, your Wolverine, and then you got some random people. You got like Moonlight and Deadpool. And
well, speaking about all those characters, let's first start and talk about what you liked about the game. It must have been amazing playing any Marvel hero you wanted to play.
Right. Well, you know, not everybody's in here. You know, you're missing your Hulks and a couple other characters. But yeah, it's very cool to sort of go in there and select characters and go, you know, I want to have Spider-Man team up with Elektra and Ms. Marvel, although why you want to play as Ms. Marvel, I'm not really sure. But, you know, hey, it's fun.
Maybe some people, you don't know. Don't judge. Don't judge me.
It's true. And actually playing as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, tons of fun.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the stretchy arms is a really nice, it's a nice thing you can do on this game.
Now, you play this on both the PS3 and the 360.
Right.
What was the big difference between them?
Well, you know, graphically, the difference is really negligible, but the 6-axis, the sort of motion-sensitive controller that they have on the PS3, you know, you use that to, like, wrestle weapons away from people or defuse bombs, which is actually not that exciting. It's kind of lame. I sort of like I like the rumble myself.
Yeah, I like the rumble too.
I'm
it's my favorite part on Madden. It's my favorite part when you get to tackle somebody. Now, how about the gameplay? Did you actually believe a man could fly, or were you like just flying through hoops and fog?
Well, you know, the really cool thing about this game, it's embarrassing to say, it's the cutscenes. It's great to see all these characters that have different licenses with various studios together in a semi, you know, CG real format, fighting together. And it's fun for a little while to play, but the gameplay is really repetitive, you know, and it's like you find yourself a lot of the time playing just so you can unlock more cool outfits,
But then you're like, okay, great, I got another outfit. So what's your verdict on this? Buy, browse, burn?
You know, I think the hardcore Marvel fans are going to pick it up anyway, but for regular gamers, I hate to say it, I think it's a browse, you know?
Wow.
If you liked X-Men Legends, you're probably going to like it, otherwise, maybe not so much.
All right, thanks so much, Blair.
No problem, my pleasure.
My pleasure. Now, Marvel Ultimate Alliance is in stores right now. Just hope you can find a console to play it on. Let's go on over to Kevin, who would let you play on his if he had one.
I don't have one, but if you got the shaft today and you can't wait for the next shipment of consoles, stick around till the end of the show and we'll tell you how to snag this year's hottest item. You are watching PS3 Day 1.
If it's not HD, it's Blu-ray, and we know all about it on AOTS hardware. And the PS3 is here. But does it live up to the hype? The Loop takes the stand.
According to a recent survey, over 9 million U.S. consumers are prepared to pay full price for the PlayStation 3 when it launches. But with the PS3 costing almost $600, what will you sell to buy it?
I sold my antipsychotic meds.
I sold my corneas for a PS3. I'm selling my virginity on eBay. And it has nothing to do with the PS3.
PlayStation 3. What will you sell to buy it?
Welcome back to Attack of the Show's live coverage of PS3 Day 1. It's basically our Super Bowl without most of the gambling or binge drinking, except for that guy. Well, I go to a keg stand. Let's go over to Olivia.
Now, one of the big selling points for the PS3 was the inclusion of the Blu-ray drive. This high-def player packs more power and memory than an HD DVD drive, but it's also caused Sony the most problems. Tech expert Will O'Neill is here to break it all down. It is time for AOTS Hardware. Are you doing your AOTS hardware moves?
Wrench it.
Now, let's get down to business yet again. When you're here, it's all business, Will.
Yes, it is.
You have to tell me, how much better is this that it comes with a Blu-ray? It's a deal maker, right?
It's a total deal maker. The great thing about this thing is it's not just the next generation of video games, but it's also the next gen in movies and TV. In addition to being a gaming console, the PS3 is basically a half-price Blu-ray player when you compare it to all other manufacturers, including Sony's standalone Blu-ray unit. It's backwards compatible, so it will recognize and play regular DVDs as well as music CDs. Also, while the device has an HDMI output, the system package only comes with component cables. Sony's considering the HDMI cables an accessory, so you have to pony up for them separately.
What are the great features on this that makes it so much better than a regular DVD player? Because you can get DVD players and you can play your movies, you can get extra features, you can do all that stuff.
Well, the great thing about Blu-ray, though, is that because they can pack so much data onto the actual disc themselves, like hardcore movie buffs, you know, like guys like Chris Gore are going to love the fact that they have all this content on it. And with these interactive menus, so like, you know, you're watching a movie.
So when we're watching The Notebook together,
or
and
when
it's
you're
a
watching Talladega Nights, which they actually ship the thing with.
Dear baby Jesus, dear little Christmas baby Jesus, little 8-pound, 6-ounce Christmas baby Jesus.
Exactly. So when you're watching your Blu-ray movies, and while the movie's going, they have these interactive menus that go that show while the movie's still playing.
It's like pop-up video on VH1.
Yes, exactly.
But what if you don't want that? What if you just want to watch a nice romantic movie like Gone with the Wind?
Why would I want to watch that?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that up. I forgot I was talking to a boy for a second.
Exactly.
I heard that Sony has admitted to facing a lot of challenges with the incorporation of this on the first rollout of the units.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, because the Blu-ray drives themselves are about $300, that's what sort of contributed to the fact that this device is so much more expensive than, let's say, the Xbox or the Wii. And also because it's a new drive, there were a lot of delays as far as like shipping them, so that may have also contributed to why the PS3 shipped when it actually did, as opposed to when they kept saying it was going to ship.
I think if people are watching this now, I think it makes sense that this actually is a really great deal.
So maybe tonight I'll bring this by your place with the Notebook on Blu-ray. We can watch, have a nice little romantic.
Really? You'd watch the Notebook with no pop-ups?
Yeah. Like get some cheap Chardonnay to be good
time.
No
pop-ups, see what I mean? See what I did there? Anyways, moving on for more Blu-ray, PS3 hardware, and of course, to get more on everything you could possibly want to know, check out g4tv.com/AOTS. And now, back to Kevin, who has been checking us out the entire time, making sure you don't make a move on me. You know what I mean? Kevin, don't be jealous.
He's a jealous type.
Hey, you stay seated on that couch, buddy boy. I know if you're watching this, you didn't get a PlayStation 3, and I didn't either. So let's just ride this out together. We're all friends here. There's more coming up on PS3 Day 1.
The wait is over. The PS3s are here, and the verdict is in.
Order in the court.
Take your seats. The Honorable Loop is now presiding.
Welcome back to Attack of the Show. We are live on PS3 Day 1, covering all the top games and bringing you all the in-depth coverage you could ever want to know about this next-gen system. Earlier in the show, we asked you, is this PS3 worth taking a bullet for? Well, you guys are all a bunch of babies because 82% of you think that you don't think it's worth taking a bullet for, and you call yourself hardcore gamers. Well, let's go on over to the most hardcore gamer I've ever known, Mr. Kevin Pereira.
All right. All right, we know the PlayStation 3 is out. Everyone wants one for that next-gen gaming experience, but it seems like most people want to make a little scratch off eBay instead of actually picking up the 6-axis and monkeying around. Now, was all that chaos really worth it? Am I going to get jumped tomorrow when I wait in line for the Wii? Lions and tigers and PlayStation 3s, oh my! It's the Loop. Joining us via satellite tonight to help us make sense of the PlayStation 3 fiasco, from San Francisco, executive editor for IGN.com's PlayStation channel, Chris Roper joins us, and from Los Angeles, G4 gaming expert and Blazer aficionado, Jeff Keighley. Gentlemen, welcome to The Loop. Jeff, I want to start with you, sir. PS3, I mean, we know it was out of control last night. Absolute chaos at midnight. The gunpowder is still in the air. We can smell it. Was it worth dodging shrapnel for? Really?
Well, I think, you have a lot of like die-hard PlayStation fans. These are the guys that started playing with PlayStation 1. They bought a PS2, a PSP. For these guys, guys like us, we've been to E3s. We saw the dream that Sony promised back at E3 2005.
We're just jaded old timers.
Yeah, exactly. But the regular guys I talked to in line at a Best Buy last night, I mean, they're just like, dude, it's like PlayStation has done me no wrong. I'm so excited about the next PlayStation. And these guys, it's an object of desire. So I think it's, is it worth $3,000 on eBay? Of course not. But it's like people it's an object of, a desire. They want it.
Well, Chris, do they want it? Do they really want to put this console in their entertainment system? Because it seems like people are getting shot over the chance to put it on eBay for some quick PayPal money.
Is a lot of these people have been holding out, and they didn't pick up an Xbox 360 last year. So this is their first step into next-gen gaming. So, for them to stand in line for 2 days, they've been waiting 365 for it. So that's not really much of a challenge for them, raining or not. So,
but Jeff,
they're ready.
We've seen the prices on eBay. These things are going on average now, probably about $3,000 a pop. Are they just buying? Is it the super wealthy who are Sony fans? Are they just that impatient, or are some people desperate for some sort of compensation?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's part of that, right? I mean, you look at the lines. I think a lot of them are people just, sort of, profiteers who are just sort of looking to line up and turn them on eBay. I think the prices may actually go up even more in December because it gets closer and closer to Christmas. Parents are going to want to buy this for their kids. And the real question is, no one really knows how many Sony had last night out there. Is it 150,000? Was it 400,000? No one knows, and over the next couple of weeks, are they going to be replenishing the channel or not?
Right.
So it's, I think what's interesting to me is a lot of people that are buying it, I think, have never really seen a PS3 up close. I've heard some people that are pretty disappointed when they take it home, and other people that are just blown away by it. So it'll be really interesting in the next couple of weeks to see what sort of, the post-mortem is on whether people think is it worth the money.
Yeah, Chris, we can yak on and on about all the launch titles and whether or not there are any 8 or 9 out of 10 games there. But if someone spends $3,000 on this console, brings it home, unpacks it, and doesn't get quite the gaming experience they thought they would, are they going to be turned off of the PlayStation brand for life?
Well, I mean, it's possible. I mean, a lot of the big games are coming out in the next 6 months or so. And so Sony has a lot of time to win them back. But, I think people at least are going to be, fairly happy with the machine, even if they're a little bit disappointed from what they expected. But, I mean, it's a quality piece of hardware, and Sony's got a lot of going for it in the future. So
well, I think a lot of people like with PS3. To me, it's like I remember back Xbox 360 last year. Everyone was talking about the launch lineup was not that great, and was the system really worth it? And
right.
It's amazing. A year later, now everyone's talking about all these great games and Gears of War. And one game can turn around a system.
Sure.
So people buy a PlayStation. I think they know they're going to get Metal Gear Solid 4. They're going to get these other big games down the road.
But granted, Jeff, the 360 didn't release against anything next gen. So looking at the PlayStation 3 coming out now, how does it compare to what the 360 is offering now, or the potential Wii offering?
Well, that's the challenge. I think, PS3 probably actually has a better launch lineup than the PS2 did with Fantavision, SSX, and stuff like that. But as you correctly point out, there was no one else in the market. Now Sony's coming out against 360 with, an amazing slate of games. Gears of War, obviously one of the best games of the year. Rainbow Six Vegas, I've just been playing. I love that. I mean, a lot of great
does the
stuff.
console pale in comparison, or is it a pretty good
I
offering
think,
right now?
today, if you need to decide right now which system has the better games right now, obviously there's a bigger, a wider library of games on 360, but you're making a bet for, 5, 6, Sony will say 10 years with a console. So if you're only going to buy one, you got to decide, is it all about this Christmas? Is it short term or is it longer term? Because, maybe 360 next year we're going to see better games on PlayStation than Xbox. So you can't really tell.
All right, we're talking about years to come. Chris, retail price is interesting here because market research firm iSupply, they broke apart the PlayStation 3. They figured out what it cost. They figured that Sony is losing about $240 on each console. I mean, do you think Sony's war chest is big enough at this point with the errors that they've had to really sustain the losses on these consoles for years to come?
Well, probably, but you also have to remember that it's not just the computer entertainment division of Sony that's relying on the PS3 success. It's also like their entire entertainment division because, Blu-ray is a huge thing for them, and they want to get 100 million units or whatever into people's homes, so you have the Blu-ray there. So they're willing to take losses early on to try to make them back up in 3, 4, 5, 6 years' time now. So
all right, now
they can hold out for it.
I'm going to be waiting in line for the Wii tomorrow, and everybody's expecting it to be huge. Jeff, should I be worried? Do I need to wear Kevlar? I mean, is there going to be the same pandemonium we've seen over the PlayStation 3 for Nintendo's Wii tomorrow?
Well, I think you're probably going to see more Wii units out there at retail. So Nintendo's talking about, 4 million worldwide by the end of the year versus Sony with only a couple million PS3s. So I think you'll see, obviously the Nintendo fanboys are going to be there. I think there'll be sellout situations, but I think there'll probably be more out there available. So I don't think it's going to be quite as coveted just because there's going to be sort of, more supply out there. But I think the demand will probably be the same, if not more, than PS3. But let's hope they're plungers out there, not bullets.
All right. I want to thank our guests, Chris and Jeff, for joining us at the Digital Water Cooler. Thank you guys for keeping us in the loop. Now, it may be a while before everyone has their own PlayStation 3, but while you're trying to get one, be safe. And please, whatever you do, seriously, guys, don't pay more than the retail price. It just is not worth it right now. A little patience is going to pay off this time around, as we should see vast improvements in the games just a little while down the road if demos like MotorStorm are any indication of the true power of the PlayStation. Relax, breathe. Right now, we're going to go over to Olivia, who loves her some 6-axis.
That's true, Kev. Now, you guys, coming up later, Layla Kaylee was down at the PS3 premiere party in LA where she met up with Lindsay Lohan, Eddie Griffin, and Pedro, and a surprise musical guest. See what went down when we return on PS3 Day 1. Day Uno. coming to you with all the live coverage, all the news, and all the tears. While I got to get some tissues, I'm going to go over to Kevin and Layla Kaylee. Be right back.
That's a good
Thanks,
move.
Olivia. Don't cry. Don't cry. Yeah, I was doing some dance moves.
Kevin was teaching me how to dance.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right.
Sony had a huge Hollywood premiere for the PlayStation 3.
Yes, they did.
And just like you'd expect for a big movie, Layla, you were there?
I was there.
Was it nuts?
It was good, man. It was a lot crazier than I expected. A lot of people came out, and there was a surprise musical guest. You want to see who it was?
I would love to.
Let's check it out. The stars are coming out tonight in Beverly Hills to celebrate the latest edition in next-generation gaming. Get ready to say hello to the PS3. So what are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm looking forward to see the rollout of supposedly the best gaming apparatus that's come on the market in the last, 17,000 years.
I like anything I can compete against. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to like the Super Mario action, the adventure.
A lot of people don't know this, but are you a big gamer yourself? Do you play any game?
My brothers are obsessed with it.
Well, maybe we can
I'm
get you
here
a
for my
game.
10-year-old brother or my 19-year-old brother.
Are they gonna give you one?
Oh, they better. If not, I'll rob them, yo. Rob them, punk.
I don't know any of the new games. I haven't heard anything. But if there's is there a scary one?
Inside, there's food, drink, and fun with lots of PS3 set up for everyone's enjoyment. Celebs may have taken the night off to try some of the PS3's titles firsthand, but that's not the only thing they're here to see. And I heard someone's performing tonight. Can you tell us what you know about that?
Well, I know exactly who it is, but I don't think I'm supposed to give it away.
No, I know. Why don't you
I'm
give
just
it
give
away?
a hint, Diddy.
As you can see, everyone's excited about Sony's latest masterpiece. Now, if you excuse me, I have a party to go to.
Oh, wait. So you got to go and hang out and party?
Yeah,
and have
I
a good
got
night?
to. You know me, I'm not a big party fan, but I was excited. I wanted to see the PS3 and check it out.
And the gift bag was like a giant duffel bag. They gave out 3 PlayStation 3s to each person there.
Yeah, I tried to smuggle some, but they weren't having any of my ghetto, give me some freebies.
Were people expecting a free console? Because it didn't happen,
a lot of people got it. I was mad that Lindsay Lohan got one because she didn't appreciate it at all, but hey, that's how the world works.
I think she just sold it on eBay. And I bought it now, so we're good. Excellent report, Layla. I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
All right, right now let's go over to my favorite part of girl.
Woo! It's Living Man! What's this, Kevin? What's that supposed to mean?
Those are happy fingers.
I love you so much, Pereira. Still coming up, if you came up SOL today, hey, it's not the end of the world. You still might have some options. When we come back, we will tell you what to do if you want to get the hottest item around. We're it on TV's only source for all the stuff you care about.
It's
Yeah, it feels good. You good? Let me work it out. We're good.
Is that all I have to do from now on?
Go for 2 hours?
Next gen winded. Yeah, Sting can go for how many?
Sting can do go for 12 hours. Jim Carrey 15.
He's a marathon gamer. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are live on PS3 day 1, and you don't even need a firmware update to enjoy us. Impressive.
It's very impressive. You guys, we are almost done here, but not quite. We still have some burning questions. Let's go on over to the army of monitor heads.
Hey, do you guys know where I can get my hands on a PlayStation 3 because I am not waiting in line?
Great question.
It's a really good question.
A lot of people have it.
Okay.
Here's the deal.
Right?
Yeah, people really don't know how many consoles are going to be there. Sony says they're hoping to have several 100,000, up throughout the holiday season. Yeah. Listen, if you're an 18 to 24-year-old female, Benison Centinela, just come send me a MySpace message. I'll be outside. You can line up.
Why does every freaking moment that you have to self-promote your penis, why does it turn into that? Exactly.
What?
I said it. I said it.
Wow. I'm just trying to help some needy gamers out there. Sweetheart?
Needy gamers?
Yeah.
Why? There's male needy gamers out there.
You should really help them on Craigslist.
My
is really
brother
the place
would probably
to go,
like a
right?
PS3. Would you like to say something to him?
I gave the criteria. I was very specific. That was it.
But I love it. Yeah, you guys can go to Craigslist, and they're a lot cheaper than on eBay right now.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. Why would it be cheaper on Craigslist than eBay?
I don't know. They're going on cheaper. I mean, because people can name their own price. They say here, and plus it's a local thing, so you can physically go and pick it up. You don't have to worry about shipping. They don't have to worry about packing it. But if somebody's like, hey, no, you can pick it up on this corner of MLK in Inglewood. Just come at 2 a.m. We've got 360 gig units for you. Bring a friend. Bring a friend.
Bring a friend. I have to say, I do feel kind of bad now that I called you out on your little self-promotion for your for your guy down there because you know what? You're on TV and you're good looking and you're young and you're rich and you shouldn't be doing that.
And I still need to use a next-gen console to get some. That's how sad it is. It doesn't matter.
But you know what? If that's what you need to do, why should I bring you down, Pereira? I'm sorry.
Right. That's okay. Are you hurting for a Blu-ray now?
No, I'm gonna go round up some girls. Hey, girls, anybody want to? No? Okay, no takers.
Let's just...
Okay, now for all the things you guys saw today and more, go to g4tv.com/AOTS.
If you think we've got you covered, we covered it all in the last 2 hours. No, we didn't. I'm mistaken. So are you folks, if you thought the same. Coming up next, G4 is bringing another full hour of shows devoted to today's PlayStation 3 launch.
Up next on X-Play, Adam and Morgan are going to bring you the first ever reviews for all the highly anticipated games. They'll be covering Resistance: Fall of Man, which apparently Adam is a huge fan of, 5 out of 5 stars, and Genji.
They've also got Rainbow Six Vegas, Tony Hawk's Project 8, Madden 07. They're really covering everything.
Everything. And now they've got the games. How the hell do you beat them? Following X-Play, there will be a brand new cheat, and Kristen Holt will give you all the tips and tricks you'll need to be a PS3 master.
And that is not all, folks. On Monday, Attack of the Show will be back with a full hour live devoted to the Nintendo Wii. We're going to break down the hardware, the games, the hype. We're going to see if Nintendo's huge gamble is going to pay off.
PS3 day one is far from over, so don't get up from the couch. X-Play starts right after this.